On this channel, I've covered a lot of bad anime games. I've also received a lot of comments letting me know that Roblox has better anime games than the officially licensed ones I've been playing. Seeing all these comments got me thinking, are Roblox games actually better than official anime games? So, in order to test that theory, I went into Roblox and played multiple different anime games in order to find out once and for all if Roblox anime games are actually any good. I can't believe I'm downloading Roblox for a video. What does this channel come to? The anime which I've gotten the most comments for has to be Jujutsu Kaisen. After the disappointing launch of Cursed Clash, it seems that many people went to Roblox to get their Jujutsu Kaisen fix, and the game that I've seen the most advocating for has to be Jujutsu Shenanigans, with many claiming that it's a better game than Cursed Clash. So, let's find out. Also, this video would have been out sooner if Jujutsu Shenanigans didn't require your account to be a week old before you can play. I'll be completely honest here, when I first played this game, I was ready to completely write it off. Shenanigans is a battlegrounds type game, which if you don't know, is similar to Arena Fighter. Essentially, every player spawns into a map, and you can choose a character, and then fight each other. And that's it. That's the entire premise of the game. And when I first tried playing it, I just got curb stomped by everybody. The game does not teach you anything. There's basic controls listed on the game's page, and that's it. Because in the game itself, there is no menu, no instructions, nada. And so I thought to myself, why am I playing this when I go up against people with literally thousands of kills compared to my 0 kills? But I wanted to give it a fair shot, so I entered a private server with my friend who had equally as little knowledge about this game, and after messing around for a bit, I could kind of see the appeal. First off, you spawn in with a character, be able to choose one of 4 options: Gojo, Yuji, Megumi, and Hikari. Or, if you'd like to, you can spend Robux to unlock Mahito, which I will not be doing. Each character has their own special attacks and moves, alongside their normal attack, dash, and block. You can test out your moves against dummies among the map, with most special attacks being able to string together into combos. And then you just fight each other. When you're facing opponents with the same knowledge and experience as you, it can be a fun experience. A lot of the specials are flashy, especially the ultimates, with some of them being domain expansions. It's definitely fun to pop off a domain expansion. It's also fun to just watch it play out. Gojo's looks pretty good visually, and Hikari's even has its own mechanics. The problem is, all of this just gets pretty old. There's nothing to work towards here, so all you're doing is just mindlessly fighting over and over. Of course, you can learn new combos and strategies, but again, there's nothing to work towards. I played against my friend for about half an hour, but by the end, I felt like I'd experienced everything it had to offer. I know the point of the game is just mess around and see what funny scenarios can play out, but I don't see how it doesn't get stale. I especially can't see how it doesn't get stale with over 40,000 players at once. I know it's a Roblox game, so I shouldn't be expecting much, but games I talk about later have progression in multiple game modes, so the excuse "it's just a Roblox game" isn't really valid. If you enjoy Jujutsu Shenanigans, then I'm happy for you, because it just can't hold my attention for that long. Would I say it's better than Cursed Clash? From an objective standpoint, no. Cursed Clash, despite its many flaws, is objectively a better game. More characters, more modes, deeper mechanics. But it's also comparing an officially licensed game to a Roblox game. So the fact that it's even this close is wild. Even then, Cursed Clash is $60 and Shenanigans is free. So I think Shenanigans is still the better deal overall. You can either pay a premium for a bad game, or you can play a Roblox game for free. I think the choice is pretty clear. I'll take the free one. Not too long ago, I made 2 videos covering the 2 Attack on Titan games, those being Attack on Titan and Attack on Titan 2. I know, a very clever naming scheme. I also claimed that Attack on Titan 2 is the best Attack on Titan game, which prompted comments arguing that fan-made Attack on Titan games are superior, and even that Roblox games are better. So, I want to put that to the test by playing the most popular Attack on Titan game on Roblox, Attack on Titan Revolution. Out of all the Roblox anime games I played for this video, I think Attack on Titan Revolution might just be the best one, and it's for one simple reason. It's the least Roblox game. Of course, it still is a Roblox game, so all the characters, both the player and Titans, are Robloxians. But the gameplay and structure is the most reminiscent of a real game, and it's surprisingly similar to the actual Attack on Titan game itself. Before we get into the gameplay, we have to create our character, just like in Attack on Titan 2, except here it's a Robloxian. And because of that, most of the options look pretty off, but I can't really not get points for that. However, an option in this game that was not in the actual AOT game is the family buffs. Essentially, you can roll a gacha for a different surname, with some families having buffs, debuffs, or neither. I think this mechanic was only added as an excuse to have a gacha system. Can I just say, the monetization on these Roblox games is wild. We'll use Revolution as an example here. So Roblox itself has its own premium currency known as Robux, which can be used used to buy avatar items as well as items in Roblox games. But then, some of those games have their own currency as well, like gems in Revolution. These gems can be purchased with Robux, and then the gems can be used to roll a gacha. I assume this is a roundabout way to include gambling without directly using Robux in these rolls. Anyways, back to Revolution. Before we get into the actual gameplay itself, there are a number of additional mechanics such as skills, equipment, and quests. I appreciate the inclusion of all these extra mechanics because it gives you progression to work towards and a reason to keep playing. Now we finally get to the gameplay, which is split into missions and raids. Missions are simply fighting against titans, whereas raids include titan shifters, allowing you to shift into titans. I've only played missions, and when I first tried it, I hated it. The controls have a very steep learning curve, which isn't helped by the fact that it's just very unpolished. Quite literally, in the first 5 seconds of playing, I got stuck in a building, and this happened multiple times throughout the same mission. Aside from just glitches like these, the controls work, but are very difficult to get used to. It took me a couple of missions before I got used to them, but I did eventually do it. I'd say the biggest problem with the controls is the targeting. Luckily, you can turn on shift lock, which is a lifesaver, but there's no way to target specific body parts of the titans, which makes aiming for the nape incredibly difficult. The actual AOT games allow you to target specific body parts, whereas Revolution is completely free aiming, meaning you have to maneuver more in order to target the nape and finally get a kill. And when you're facing more than 2 titans at once, this becomes somewhat impossible, as you're constantly getting knocked down and taking forever to stand back up. But despite these issues, it's definitely possible to learn the controls and intricacies of the game, and once you do, it's really not bad. Obviously, it's not nearly going to be as intuitive and smooth as the actual Attack on Titan games, but as a free alternative, I can 100% see the appeal and would honestly recommend giving it a shot, just keeping in mind that it does take some time to learn. But overall, is it better than the official Attack on Titan games? No, not at all. One of my most popular concept videos was my Blue Lock game idea, and a lot of comments were saying that my idea could be made into a Roblox game, or there was already a Blue Lock game on Roblox that's pretty good, that game being Locked. There's a lot that I like about Locked, there's also a lot that I don't like. Similar to Attack on Titan, it's one of the Roblox games that's closer to being an actual game. There's a number of game modes and mechanics that bring it to a level just above just a Roblox game. But just like Attack on Titan Revolution, it's held back by its core gameplay. Let's start with the positives. Just like in Attack on Titan, there's a character customization. Here you're able to roll for multiple different moves and weapons. You start off with multiple free rolls, and I was even able to unlock a legendary weapon, that being Metavision. This mechanic is cool, and while it may have been more fun to be able to choose your own skills, I think them being randomly selected works too. However, what I don't like is the actual gameplay itself. There are some cool mechanics here like flow state, but the game just doesn't work half the time. For starters, dribbling is very finicky, allowing you to kick the ball even if it's directly behind you. The camera controls are really annoying. The game claims to have shift lock, but it didn't work for me or my friend, meaning we had to right click in order to move the camera around. The problem is, right click is also shoot, meaning every time we would go to move the camera, we would charge up a shot. I wish they would have had a camera option that follows the ball around like in Rocket League, but maybe that's just not possible in Roblox. I'm not sure. It's got some good ideas, but is yet again held back by the fact that it is a Roblox game. If the controls worked properly, I think this could have been pretty fun. I don't want to write the whole game off entirely just because of one bad experience. Thousands of people play this game every day, so something must be working right for them. I just didn't have an all too pleasant experience. I didn't want to limit myself to just suggested Roblox games, because while I was exploring the available experiences, I stumbled across some more anime games with some outrageously large player bases that I just couldn't ignore. One of the largest games is called Anime Defenders. This actually isn't like an anime game at all, it's just a tower defense game with units that are loosely based off of anime characters. Blox Fruits is not just the most popular anime game on Roblox, but the most popular game on Roblox, period. While its number may fluctuate from day to day, it is without a doubt one of the largest games on Roblox. So let's try it out to see what makes it so popular. After playing Blox Fruits, I still don't really know why it's so popular. Blox Fruits is mainly inspired by One Piece, with its Pirates vs. Marines narrative, and its power system being dictated by special fruits. But the pirate theming and the fruit powers is about as far as that inspiration goes, as you won't be seeing any One Piece characters here. The basic gameplay consists of sailing to different islands and fighting different enemies and bosses in order to level up and become stronger. Along the way, you can unlock different powers and weapons, giving you a variety of different fighting styles. You can probably already predict what I'm going to say by now, but I like the progression. I also like the concept. Sailing to different islands and discovering new enemies and unlocking new skills is a fun idea, but like with most Roblox games, it's pretty bare bones. The combat is shallow and boils down to just left clicking over and over, the islands are barren and aren't interesting to discover, and the sea traversal is just heading in a straight line to the next island. Blox Fruits has gameplay that's worse than Jujutsu Shenanigans, but it has progression like Attack on Titan Revolution, so it might be good for you. I just didn't get much enjoyment out of my playtime. The Strongest Battlegrounds is a One-Punch Man Battlegrounds game akin to Jujutsu Shenanigans, but with more players. This is a sentiment among a lot of Roblox games because there are a lot of Battlegrounds games. Most of these are practically the same exact game, just with a different anime theme. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that inherently, but basically everything I said about Shenanigans still holds true here. The name of the game is to mess around with special attacks and different combos, but there's just nothing to work towards. I see the appeal, but it's just personally not for me. Playing these Roblox games was an interesting experiment. I didn't really enjoy most of them because they all felt so lackluster. Of course, they are quite literally made in Roblox, so they're not going to be on par with officially licensed games, but some of these I could definitely see being reasonable free alternatives, such as Attack on Titan Revolution. But overall, are Roblox games good? And are they better than the official games? I'm gonna say kind of and kind of. Roblox games have an audience, clearly, and that audience is just not me. I'd rather invest my time and money into a paid game that can provide a fuller experience. But that idea brings me to my second answer. If you don't have the money, or you don't want to spend money, then using Roblox games like Jujutsu Shenanigans or Attack on Titan Revolution as free alternatives to the official games is definitely a viable solution. And honestly, I'd recommend it in some cases, like Cursed Clash. I don't want to support games like that, but I still want to play Jujutsu Kaisen, so Shenanigans and other Roblox games can fill that void. Roblox games are just that, Roblox games. I think as long as you keep your expectations in check, you can definitely get some enjoyment out of them. And through my experience, I saw that a lot of developers definitely put a lot of care and time into creating these Roblox games. I also saw a lot of ways to get children hooked on gambling. Oh, what's this? A new One Piece game just got announced. What?